Hello, my name is Andrew Arnold, and for my final assessment presentation for business communication, I will be answering the questions that were given to us in the final assessment discussion board. These questions are very pertinent to someone who will be taking business communications. They could be very useful information for them to know. The first question is, what were your goals upon entering BCOM 2050 stated in your memo? Do you feel you met or exceeded these goals? If so, how? If not, why? Please clearly state what your goals were when answering this. The main goal that I listed in my memo was to learn more about written communication. I had done plenty of written communication in my life, but mostly in my previous jobs, it had all been verbal, basically, mostly through meetings, hours and hours and hours of meetings to do stuff that could have probably been communicated via written communications much more quickly. So that was something I wanted to learn about, and I think I did so. I learned a lot about written communication, especially what I'll go into later about the group project. Um, the second question is, considering this is an online class and we use various communication mediums and communication technologies, in which way do you feel you improved as a communicator? Having to work in the group, not so much that it was having to work in a group, but having to work through those particular limitations where we could only communicate within the class. Previous schools I'd been to where usually we would have access to be able to email without actually knowing the email addresses of other students in our class, but there doesn't appear to be any functionality of that sort in Canvas, so we just have to go in the group and try to talk to people by putting up messages, and it was very difficult, but it helped me learn more about working under those kind of constraints. That could help in the business world. You might have some sort of constraint within your company or even communicating to an external company. And there's things you'll have to consider, such as time constraints. I need this information by this time, so I need to start contacting people earlier than I might think, because it might take them time before they see my message and then respond with it and so on. So that was a really good experience. What was your favorite assignment and why was it your favorite? I like the business report a lot. Actually, I'm not a big fan of writing big papers, but that one was interesting. And also, it gave me a chance to interview one of my colleagues who works in a field that really interests me, and get some good information from him about that. That was a really good opportunity. And the fourth question is, now that you have almost completed this course, what advice would you give to future BCOM 2050 students and why? I would say work ahead. Uh, Recording a video that you just made the outline for that night and you only got a few hours to before it's due is a way to get a that's not a way to get a good video out, a good presentation. Preparation is key, and at least thinking about it beforehand, not just dropping in and clicking on the assignment the night it's due and starting it is do some sort of work on it beforehand. It would be key. So thank you. This concludes my presentation.